In this series, he's only shooting 25%. But I'm glad that he hit that. You got to get the score here. Extra time, a 360 by Ja Morant.
Memphis in the lower third, and there is a great interception, breaking up a 2-on-1. Melton, oh, look at Morant! Hold on, buckle up and close your eyes. A guy like that can fly with the best of them. Woo, wow, he got up and...
Mobley, smothered by Jaren. Loose ball picked up by the Grizzlies. Melton, lob.
Yes, he did. Williams and Ja. There's 40 inches on your head. Morant with the punch.
You're helping a young team on the road with your miscues offensively.
9 games. Weaves by Lopez. Oh my! On his head.
It was only a matter of time, partner. It was only a matter of time. He toyed with him. He toyed.
Jackson's got 11 here in this first half. Nice pick by Anderson. Morant leaves it, give it right back. Morant. Oh, my goodness. Oh, Ja Morant taking one out of the rafters.
The ball, and that thing hits air.
You guys, it is so good to see Ja Morant back on the court playing this season. We all know that he's had a lot of ups and downs, injuries, guns, but I will say so much has been made about him and his decision to no longer dunk. And I must admit, it is awesome to watch. Like, I could watch Ja Morant highlights of him dunking for hours if I had the time. Okay, like I kid you not. But I also see the growth in Ja. I feel like having been suspended, due to his choices of, doing what he did on Instagram, on IG Live, and then him being injured. And I think having Derrick Rose in Memphis last season, even though like he didn't play much, and then Ja was injured, so he had a lot of time to spend with someone like Derrick Rose, was a blessing. We all know Derrick Rose, his career would have been a lot better had it not been like due to the injuries, right? And I think having him there and talking to him, I'm not sure what the conversations were, but I can almost bet that at some point he was like, look, if you want longevity in this business, you got to take better care of your body. Now, I love watching the dunks just as a fan, but the landing sometimes to me, and I've always said this, I'm like, I don't know I always said at some point, Ja is going to have to do something different if he wants to have longevity in this business, because coming down like that, slam your arm, into the rim like that, it's obviously entertaining. Everybody's like, every time it's a fast break, like you're like sitting there like waiting for him to go up, and you're like, you know what I mean? Like you're all excited watching him do it. You're tapping your head, and you feel like you want to get up and dunk, or at least I know I do. Maybe it's just me. I feel like I want to dunk every time I see him or Ant-Man dunk. I'm like, I want to do that. I wish I would have did that when I was younger. But it's the landing for me. I'm always like, oh my God, like I always pray like he never came down and like tore ACL or PCL. Like I was always like on the edge of my seat when he comes down, because he's so explosive and he gets up so high. I'm just like, he's okay. Next play. But he's been injured, the past couple of seasons, so it's been a lot going on with him. But I love to see the growth and the maturity and realizing that it's better for him and his team if he's available, right? The best ability is availability, right? And he's not helpful to himself, his brand, or his team if he's on the sideline watching more times than not, or if he's at home recovering or suspended due to, silly choices. Like, I love that he's going to the next level or thinking about the next level, because I feel like so many players think are just here like for the money, right? Like I just want the money. It seems like nowadays the players in the league don't really care about having longevity, don't really care about winning championships, they don't really care about being available for the fans, all this low management crap and so on and so forth. It just feels like it's more about money and show and highlights, right? Like I don't care if my team wins, but hey, look at my highlights on ESPN.com or trending all over TikTok. I love that he's now thinking about what's best for him, what's best for his team, his family, and his career. Longevity is so important. So many players come in and then just like go as quietly as they came in. It may seem like a lot are there for years, but when you think about the amount of players that have come through the NBA, most of them do not last for a long, long time. This you think about the players that are still there. LeBron's obviously he's the oldest player. LeBron's Al Horford is not LeBron, but he's older and he's been playing for KD's always hurt lately, but he's been in the league for quite some time. Steph, who else is older in age? There's quite a few. I'm not going to go down the list with you guys, but Dame Lillard, he's older. Jimmy Butler, he's a little bit more injury prone than what he's been in the past. But what I will say they all have in common is that they've all been in the league for 10 years plus. That is hard to do, especially when you're playing such a physical game. And I feel like you have to know or make a decision at some point. If you have a game like Ja, where your brand and your brand is, I guess, the word I'm looking for, and your uh popularity, if you want to call it that, is based off of your style of play. And for Ja, we know Ja for his explosive dunks and his highlights and things like that. But that's not that kind of play was going to go for so long. I feel like he was going to be one injury away, possibly, from being out like Clay Thompson. And obviously, Clay is not that kind of player. I'm just saying, but those injuries, you can be out for a season, for 2 seasons, a season and a half, and even when you come back, sometimes you're never the same player again. D Rose is a prime example. Injuries, he was never the same again, and that happens sometimes. So I'm so glad. I know that fans are disappointed. My son personally is disappointed. He's like, I don't want to watch him anymore. It's not as exciting to watch. Forget that. Forget that. Bump that. 2 points is 2 points, like Josh said, okay? Now, I do hope, secretly as a fan, that when he has a little fast break and he's by himself, a little, nothing crazy, a little dunk, just a little something for the people, he goes ahead and does it. But ultimately, it's even more so as a fan, I am happy that he is growing, he is evolving, and he is thinking about the bigger picture. That is him, his brand, his family, and making sure that he's here for a long time, not just a good time. What do you guys think about Ja's decision to no longer dunk? Are you happy with his decision because you want to see him around for a long time and you're like, bump that, Ja. Go ahead and do them dunks. I don't really care about anything else. Let me know in those comments, of course, and I'll see you in the next video.